Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Buffalo Bills and going over the best and worst case scenario for them in the upcoming 2021 season. But before getting that topic, just a quick question for those of you viewing. Comment down below, where do you see the Bills finishing? Do you see them bringing home a Super Bowl trophy, Super Bowl loss, AFC Championship appearance, missing the playoffs, whatever it is? Comment down below and you'll kind of hear my answer throughout. Getting straight into it though, this is, pending that there's no serious injuries and no serious trades, because if any of those happen, clearly my prediction is not even going to be close and it won't be valid at all. But starting with the best case scenario, obviously the best case scenario for the Bills is probably a Super Bowl ring. But, that might seem like the best case scenario for a lot of teams. But, a New York Jets, the best case scenario for them is probably, 8 wins, maybe. And that's the best of the best. But the Bills, this is an actual contending team that can win a Super Bowl. Last year, they already made the AFC Championship. They're only going to get better. Josh Allen's a top 5, top 6 quarterback, wherever you got him. He's only going to get better with more reps, more experience. He was an MVP conversationalist last year. He could win MVP this year. Stefon Diggs is on the come up. Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox. Pretty decent receiving unit. I like the O-line. Sean McDermott's a great coach. They kept Brian Dable. It's a great offense all around. I do have concerns about the run game, but Josh Allen's pretty mobile, and hopefully between Matt Breida, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, someone will step up and be the number one guy. So the offense is ready. Defense, you got a pretty decent secondary: Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Tre'davious White. You got Tremaine Edmonds. They brought in Gregory, Rousseau, and Boogie Basham to really help out the pass rush with, Jerry Hughes, Ed Oliver, to really just help get more pressure to the QB. It's a good team that was similar to it last year, but they have really executed and improved in the offseason, in my opinion. Realistically, like I said, best case scenario, I could see this Bills team, go 15-2 in the regular season, get the number 1 seed in the AFC, make it through the AFC playoffs. Probably going to have to go through a Ravens, Browns, Titans, Colts, Chiefs, one of those 5 teams, probably 2 of those 5 teams to make it all the way. But again, best case scenario, this is a serious super team that can make it to the Super Bowl. And assuming the Super Bowl opponent is one of the top NFC powerhouses, Bucks, Packers, Rams, Niners, Seahawks, Vikings, whoever he thinks in the mix, Cardinals. It's not really the topic of this video, who the NFC opponent is, but I know best case scenario Super Bowl might seem cliche, but this is actually one of those teams that have a real shot at it. Best case scenario or not, even if things don't go absolutely perfect, this is still a team that will be contending in the playoffs and possibly make a Super Bowl run. As far as worst case scenario goes, I would personally say the worst I could see the Bills go is 10-7, 11-6, and like I'm saying, absolute worst. Like Josh Allen takes a step back, someone doesn't step up in the run game. Gregory Rousseau, Boogie Basham are both absolute busts. Like I'm talking about absolute worst. To me, there's no way this team doesn't at least make the playoffs. Even in the worst case scenario, they'll be above 500, have a great chance of winning the division. 10-7, 11-6. They do have a relatively tough schedule. Miami twice, New England twice. They got to play the Bucks. I think they play. The Saints are a good one, but I'm trying to think who their 17th game is in the regular season. Either way, they got to play the Chiefs once, Titans, Steelers, a tough decent. Washington, it's the 17th game. That's a lot of tough teams. Again, great defenses in Washington and Steelers. While their quarterback plays aren't the best, they're both arguably 2 top 5 defenses, the Chiefs and the Titans. Those are 4 very tough games and 4 more in-division games between Miami and New England. Even if you had the best QB easily amongst your division, roster-wise, coaching-wise, the division is fairly well-rounded, so it's a very tough division. Again, I don't expect them to go 10-7. I think that's their worst-case scenario. But given the granted schedule, given the fact that they might have busts, in their draft class, I'm not saying they will. I'm not predicting the worst-case scenario. I'm just, balancing and checking on both sides. I think 10-7, a wild card appearance or a playoff appearance, but an exit in the wild card round. No matter what, the floor for the Bills this year for me is a wild card exit, but still a playoff appearance. They might get knocked out by a Chiefs or Ravens or Browns. That's just on top of it. This is their year in the wild card round. If they're not playing at home, I could see it happening. Or the best case scenario, like I said, Boogie Basham pans out. Gregory Rousseau pans out. Tre'davious White's officially top 3 corner in the league. Stefon Diggs is a top 3 wide receiver in the league. Josh Allen is in the MVP conversation again. I can see them making Super Bowl run. I could see it going both ways, especially like I said, the schedule could benefit them in the best case scenario or hurt them in the worst case scenario. What if even if Miami and New England have great rosters, Cam still can't find it, Tua still can't find it, Washington can't find it with Fitzpatrick, Steelers can't find it with Big Ben. Again, these are great rosters, I think, that will give them a hard time, bad QB or not, but still, you can only get so far with the most important position on your field, the quarterback, not being that great. So I do think it's just going to be dependent among the other teams, how they are at their quarterback position. The Bills are ready. They just got to see how the competition is, how their draft prospects are, and can these guys continue to progress. Again, that's what's going to depend on a lot. Can these guys continue to step forward? Can you demand more out of them each and every year? The Bills don't need a blockbuster trade for a next best pass rusher in Chandler Jones, or a corner in Xavier Howard, or a wide receiver in Devontae Adams. They just need to demand more out of themselves, and I think with that, they have the upside of getting the Super Bowl win, 15-2, winning the AFC, winning the division, and I think at the worst case scenario, they'll still be a good team, still won't be a team you want to play, a team that you don't want to brush off. They'll still be above 500, 10-7, 11-6 is the worst case scenario for me, still be a playoff team. They'll just probably have a wild card exit. Again, that's the worst possibility. My real prediction would probably be somewhere in the middle, 12, 13, 14 wins, and I'll just have to see come postseason. It's really hard for me to actually get my real prediction that far in advance, not seeing these teams play yet, but my real prediction would be kind of right in the middle, 13-4 for the Bills this year. I like them to go pretty far, but we'll just have to see how far before I predict that. You guys tell me though, do you agree or disagree for the best case scenario on the worst case scenario? Referring back to the question in the beginning of the video, where do I think the Bills will finish? I think they'll end up somewhere in the playoffs. Again, it's really hard for me to predict. Will they get the AFC Championship, divisional round, or wild card round? To me, I would guarantee them. I don't want to say guarantee, but bet a lot that they would make the divisional round. But therefore, from then, I don't know the standings, so it's hard for me to really give a confident answer on that. But I do think they'll at least make it to the divisional round this year at the bare minimum. We'll just have to see, though. As always, and of course, thank you for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.